Hey everyone and welcome to Storytime. My name is Jake and today we are going to be looking at the subreddit r/idontworkherelady, where people tell us stories of when they go into other businesses and have irate customers mistake them for employees. If you're new around here, please do subscribe down below so that you never miss out on another video. But for now, let's sit back, relax and enjoy some funny Reddit stories. I don't work here. Oh, yeah, I don't work there either. I was out and about running errands this weekend when I got my second I don't work here lady experience. This time I was at a pet store, ready to stock up on scratching pads for my cat and snackos for the doggos. I'm always on the lookout for new friends to give some good ear scratches to at the pet stores, so I cover a lot of grounds looking up and down aisles without actually holding much, if anything, in my hands. I guess that's what drew the attention of this Karen, since it seemed like she tracked me through a couple of aisles before she could catch up. The initial interaction was the standard fare. Where is this? I don't know. Why not? You should. I don't work here. Statement is ignored. Shrillness going to 11, etc. But then, this Karen did something weird. She listened. I had to repeat once again that I didn't work here, and she replied, "Fine, you don't work here, but you're still a butt. I want to talk to your manager wherever you do work." Oh really now? This is where things got fun. Engage petty revenge mode. Power level 9001. I replied, "Well, you're in luck because I actually work across the street at that food place, and I was just trying to grab some stuff in here on my break. My manager is on shift. You can go talk to him right now." With a triumphant look on her face, she sneered, "Well, we'll see if you'll be finishing that shift," and strode out. I kid you not, she left her cart right there in the fracking aisle, with some stuff in it. I continued on my way, finally found the scratching pads, gave a few ear scratches, scratched a persistent itch in my nose, damned allergies, but even with the pet dander, #worth it. All of the scratching you could ever want, and then some. I was about ready to head to the front to check out, when I saw Karen storming down the aisle towards me, yet again. Oh, the fury on her face was priceless. She huffed and puffed and blew nothing down as she trundled up to me, screeching, "They said they have no idea what you're talking about. They don't even know who you are." Oh, yeah, I don't work there either. "Then why did you tell me you did?" "I don't know. I figured it made as much sense as you thinking I worked here." Then, going beyond what anyone would consider to be a rational thought, she reached for me. Guessing by her hand's track, she was going to try collar me. Now, for those of you who remember my first post about a foray to a local Walmart during pre-Thanksgiving madness, you'll recall that I'm in the military. While I've never seen direct combat, being an Air Force officer who flies a desk, I do understand the basics of various infantry things. For example, the concept of fire superiority. In the case of projectile warfare, oftentimes the best way to stop the bad guy from throwing killy stuff at you is to throw an overwhelmingly amount of killy stuff at him. He ducks down behind killy stuff blocky things, and you can then maneuver without killy stuff coming at you. This principle can be applied in a great many other aspects of life, as a way to prevent things from happening. I chose to apply it here. As soon as she reached for me, I engaged my military voice and said, "Woman, if you touch me, I will end you." Her hand froze in midair. "What did you say? What did you call me?" "You heard me. I will end you." Karen, tentatively, pulling the hand back, eyes locked on mine, fear finally creeping in behind them. I better be going, before you do something that you can't come back from. I left her frozen in place, went to the front, paid for my items, and went about my merry way. The doggos enjoyed their snackos, the cat attacked the bag that I brought everything home in, and since I didn't need to use my AK, it was a good day. Karen punishes herself at the bakery. This takes place at a bakery, where you basically serve yourself. You grab a tray and tongs, choose from the cases, then go to the counter to pay. There's a huge sign instructing you to serve yourself. It's not rocket science. This morning, I stopped by on the way to work to pick up some pastries to share with my co-workers. The bakery doesn't have the same things every day, so I was standing in front of a bakery case with my tray and my tongs, trying to decide what to buy. In walked a lady who was talking on her cell phone. I think my mistake was acknowledging her and smiling. I should know better. She pointed towards the case with the fruit Danish and said, "I'll take a dozen of those, just an assortment of flavours." And of course, before I could answer her back, she went back to her phone while wandering up to the register. So I figured, if she didn't have time for me, I didn't have time for her. I walked to the case as far away from the Danish as I could get, chose an assortment of pastries for myself, and then walked up to the counter to pay. At that point, the lady at the counter was sort of rolling her eyes because phone lady hadn't taken a breath or even acknowledged her. So, I set my pastries down and she started to ring them up and bag them up for me. That's when phone lady finally pays attention, likely for the first time this year, and sees that there are no Danish on my tray. Her mouth dropped open to say something and then slammed shut just as quickly because I think she noticed the debit card in my hand. Then, the strangest thing happened. She got even more interested in her phone call, sort of backed away from the counter and positioned herself so she was facing the corner of the room, almost like she'd put herself in a timeout. It was super weird, so the cashier and I sort of gave one another, "What the heck?" looks. It's a Monday, so I'm not going to lie, I was really grateful it wasn't that bad an ordeal. And wouldn't it be nice if all Karens punished themselves in a similar manner? Imagine how peaceful the world would be. Just a bunch of Karens standing in corners. I should be fired for ramming a cart into my truck. This is a very mild "I don't work here" lady, and more of a "I don't work here" man. I had gone grocery shopping and was taking my stuff out to my truck in the cart. As I pull up to the truck, I let the cart hit the bumper. All of a sudden, a male Karen appears. "What the hell? You think that's okay?" "What? What is wrong with you?" "Sir, I don't know." "You hit that truck with the cart. I can't believe you are so irresponsible. You should be fired for that." I realise he thinks I work there. I tell him a basic, "I don't work here," and start loading my groceries in the back as this dude yells at me. I thought the dude would realise that it's my truck I hit. He didn't. "That thing is a classic. I want to see your manager because that was unacceptable." Turning to him, because I don't think he heard what I said, I repeated myself. "I don't work here, dude. This is my..." "Don't give me that BS. I want to speak to your manager." Then, one of the guys that does work there came up. He asked if there was a problem. The dude started ranting at him that I had scrapped the cart along the truck after ramming it. He wanted me fired. The employee looks at me and asked if I was done with the cart so I could take it back. I said yes, grabbed my last bag and sat in the back. Then I went and got in my truck and started it up. The male Karen's face got rather red as I pulled away. For the record, my truck is a 90s S10, technically a classic in my state, but not what I would think as a classic. Also, very rough condition. It would have been amazing if the guy was like, "Oh, you just hit that," and then he was like, "Oh, you mean like this? Oh, like this? Oh," like just like really triggered him. I know you can read. I was wearing a bright red Country Labour t-shirt in the local Coles, and a pair of my students from last year walked up. They said, "There's no Pokemon cards." Oh, okay. "You need to get Pokemon cards." Why? Them, upset. "There's only Digimon cards there. You have to get Pokemon cards." You like Pokemon, huh? "Well, yeah. Go get Pokemon cards." Sorry, I can't do that. We had a rather long, bewildering talk, which didn't make sense until I went and cashed up in front of a red-shirted Coles checkout lady and realised the Pokemon-loving children mistook my Country Labour t-shirt for a Coles staff button shirt. I know these kids can read, I know they know me from school, but for some reason they assumed their teacher was suddenly a Coles staff member. Boy will they have a surprise when I cycle through that school in a term or two. Hey everyone, I hope you're all having a really good day and that you enjoyed that video. If you want to check out some other videos, then click on screen right now or check out the playlists down below. If you enjoyed that video, please do leave a like on it and subscribe if you aren't already. But thank you so much for watching and I will see you very soon.